Hey friends, welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host Mark Guido and welcome to beautiful Kushabugwak National Park. This will be one of the shorter episodes of Grand Adventure because we're only here for a couple of days. But we're going to share with you some of the beauty of Kushabugwak National Park. So stay tuned. Kushabugwak National Park was established on the east coast of New Brunswick in 1969 to preserve a section of the Canadian Maritime Plain region. The 92 square mile park includes some of the area's prettiest barrier islands, sand dunes, lagoons, salt marshes, and forests. It provides habitats for approximately 50 species protected under the Canadian Species at Risk Act, including the second largest tern colony in North America. The Visitor Center explains that the park was created amidst great controversy. The rules in place at the time required that all 215 families living in 7 communities within the proposed park boundaries, comprising over 1,200 individuals, be evicted and relocated for the park to be created. Mostly descendants of the Micmac and the Acadians, these residents resisted their forced relocation. The most notable of these was Jackie Vautour, whose home was bulldozed in 1976, but who returned to squat there 2 years later, where he remained until his death in 2021. Vautour's decades-long struggle has turned him into something of a folk hero. The park is centered around the Kushabugwak River and several surrounding rivers, where they empty into the ocean at the northern end of the Northumberland Strait. These rivers and estuaries present exceptional opportunities for paddling, as does hiking and biking among the park's extensive forests, bogs, and dunes, or cross-country skiing in winter. The park maintains a rental concession near the mouth of the Kushabugwak River at Ryans, with bicycles, kayaks, and canoes available. Kelly's Beach, a very long sand dune that forms a barrier island with a beautiful natural beach, is a popular attraction within the park. It's accessed via a long boardwalk that crosses the lagoon, separating the island from the mainland. The park also maintains a cafe adjacent to the parking lot for Kelly's Beach. There are 2 campgrounds within the national park, located on either side of the Kushabugwak River. We're staying in the larger of the 2, the South Campground, with a total of 311 sites available for reservations. 126 of these sites have full hookups, while 59 are electric only and 98 are dry camping. The remaining sites have Otenic units.
So how and why did we end up in Kushabugwak National Park? It's actually an interesting story. We had planned to be at our previous stop in Miscou Island through Sunday, the end of this week. We planned on being there for the entire week. However, we have a long drive, a long move between Miscou Island and our next stop on Prince Edward Island. And Kushabugwak National Park is relatively halfway there, so it breaks our drive in half. We also heard from a bunch of our friends and viewers that Kushabugwak National Park has beautiful beaches along the Northumberland Strait that we wanted to see, and even do a little kayaking while we're here. However, Kushabugwak National Park, their campground was booked up solid for the Canada Day holiday weekend. We have visits scheduled to several Canada National Parks over the next few weeks, but none of them actually had the opportunity to camp right within the national park. And that's where CampNab came in for this episode. If you've never used CampNab before, it provides the opportunity to catch a last-minute cancellation at a sold-out campground. It's never failed us yet, and it didn't fail us this time. It not only found us this giant, beautiful site in the South Campground at Kushabugwak, but it even found us several cancellations in the days leading up to our move over here. So we decided to take advantage of that opportunity, break our drive in half, see a few things that we didn't plan on seeing as we were traveling through this part of Eastern Canada, and share those views with you.
Amenities include washrooms with showers, kitchen shelters, fire pits, and a dump station. There are also 2 playgrounds and easy access to bicycle trails. Many of the sites here, including ours, are positively massive with an enviable amount of space between them. While our site and many others that are full hookup are out in the open, there are also heavily wooded sites available for those who prefer them, although many of those are limited to dry camping. The many campground loops here have numerous walking paths between them. Kushabugwak National Park is situated along a beautiful part of coastal northeastern New Brunswick. The nearest small town to the campground is Saint Louis, where there's a small grocery and hardware store. A slightly broader range of supplies and services is located in the next town further south, Rishabukto. However, if you can't find what you need in Rishabukto, you're driving north to Miramichi, about an hour away. When we come right back, following a quick ad break, we're going to bring you kayaking at Kushabugwak, so stay tuned. I wanted to paddle the rivers, lagoons, and salt marshes of Kushabugwak National Park. We've been unexpectedly joined on our travels by our son Michael for a few weeks, so I've rented him a boat at Ryan's so we can set out onto the water together. A single kayak rental here costs 69 Canadian dollars for 4 hours, or about 50 US dollars at today's exchange rate. Time, we will go out to the mouth of the ocean too. We're facing a challenge, finding a navigable route across the sandbar that separates the Kushabugwak River from the lagoon behind Kelly's Beach. In many areas, it's only a few inches deep, preventing me from getting a full paddle blade into the water.
It is shallow.
Another factor that we're facing today is the strong wind, which, as it always does, seems to be a headwind in each direction. We managed to spot Michael's first bald eagle ever, flying above this estuary, where the water has a deep reddish color. As the tide has been going out during the day, there's now even less water to get back across the bar. Of course, the fiercest headwinds of the day have come on our final leg back to Ryan's, when we're already tired. Despite the challenges, it was an enjoyable day on the water, as all days on the water inevitably are, with ample natural beauty to enjoy.
We hope that you've enjoyed this quick visit to Kushabugwak National Park with us. If you liked this episode, it's extremely important to us that you give us a big thumbs up down below. And while you're down below, that's where you'll find the comment section, where we always love to hear from you after each grand adventure, which we premiere every Wednesday evening. Now, coming up next week, we're going to get packed up here and we're going to finish our drive to Prince Edward Island. So if you're not yet a grand adventurer, now is the time for you to go smash that little subscribe button right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And ring that notification bell to be sure that you never miss a grand adventure. Finally, we'd be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. So until next Wednesday from Prince Edward Island, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.